Okay, so today we are going to be working on this yard machine snowblower. Yeah, we picked this one up from Marketplace. Pretty cheap. We picked this one up, but it has some issues. All right, let's get to it. Good morning, Chuckles. The issue with this one, mainly, that I see right off the bat, is that it's locked up. Let's check the oil there, Chuckles. That's got oil in it. That's good. What do you say we take this off? See if we can't spray a little something down in there. Well, that was a little loose. Huh. Alright. What do you say we spray some penetrating oil down into the cylinder there and see if we can't get that freed up or something. Alright. I'm gonna go in the house, go get me a cup of coffee. I'll be right back. Alright, so it's been about a half hour or so. If it's hydrolocked, we'll see a bunch of fuel coming out. If it does turn, no, it still won't turn. Okay. Alright, let's get that recoil off and see if there's something going on with that. Yeah, the gentleman I got this off of said it sat for a while, but he also said that he redid the pull cord here. So let's see if we got any binding in that. Alright, let's check this out. No, there's no binding. Okay, well, let's go over to the machine. Alright, let's see if we can get it to rotate. Oh, here we are. Oh, let's go back. What is that noise? Oh, knots. Oh. Okay, let's go back the other way. Something going on in there. There we go. Okay, well, we got it unstuck. Let me make sure that that nut isn't loose, and I'll bring you back. There we go. Tighten that back up. Okay, so let's see if this is free enough. Now, this is a ratcheting extension here. I'll put the link in the description where I got this from. It's very convenient because you can go do like this, and then when you stop, it doesn't try to take the drill out of your hand. Okay, I can see that we're free. Let's check spark now. All right, let's switch our attention to down here. So this is your key right here, of course, but then right here is your start stop. So when it's all the way down, it doesn't matter if the key is in or not. So just bring it up just a tad, just to check. Now I'm going to go ahead and dim the lights and see if we got spark. All right, let's zoom in a little bit. We're looking right about in this area. All right, we got spark. Good. All right, moving on. Okay, we'll go ahead and check fuel situation here. It's got fuel in it. Give it a couple pumps. See if this recoil works. Just want to see if it's going to do any kind of popping. There we go. That was some kind of popping, wasn't it? Yeah. Okay, next we're going to check the electric start. Here we go. Oh. All right, let's address that. Yeah, we gotta get that electric start to work. Okay. We take our fuel tank off here. Little grommet. There we go. Now I'm going to go ahead and attempt to kind of lay that to the side. Let's take that all the way off. Let's do that. There's a shut off on there, so let's shut that off. Oh no, is it already off? See here, what's that say? Yeah, it was already off. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and disconnect the hose on the bottom and lay that to the side. Hopefully it doesn't leak. There we go. Now we can get at our starter. That'll give me a chance to look at that fuel anyways, which I wanted to do. Okay, so I'm going to have to take off this bracket here and get to these two 10mm bolts in the back, and this whole thing will come right out of there. We can check the spring on that starter. Okay, this is 11mm or 7/16. Oh, I'm so glad. Sometimes those break off in there. We got lucky on that one. Yeah. Alright. Now this next one is a 10mm or 3/8. There we go. That holds the starter on. Oh, there's two more in the bottom. I forgot about that. Let me get another. Yeah, these are T30 down here. They're a little bit difficult to get in there if you have the tires still on, but I think we can squeeze in there. There we go. There we go. Might have to lose this extension for that one. There we go. There we are. They're short, so remember that. They're pretty short. Let's see what we got going on here. Now let's energize that again and see exactly what that starter is doing. All right, got our starter up here. You hold this firmly. Let's check the function in this thing. Okay. It wasn't doing that when it was hooked up, did it? Let's get in behind there and lube that up a little bit. Let's do that real quick. Let's check the function again before we hook it back up. Yeah, now it's contracting even better now that we lubed it up a little bit. See it going back inside? Okay, well, let's hook it back up and see if we got a little running starter. All right, let's check it out. Nope. Boy, I'm gonna need another cup of coffee this morning. Look at this. What? How in the heck did I miss that? Look at all those teeth are just wore down to nothing. That's why it's not catching the flywheel. Well, in the meantime, I'm gonna try to source one of those. Let's check out that fuel and see what that looks like. Are you ready, Chuckles? All right. Let's see what that fuel looks like here. Let's get a little urine sample, if you will. I think that's enough. What do we got here? Oh, it's fairly clear. Let me smell it. Yeah, it smells okay. No settling down to the bottom here. Okay. Well, that's good news. Yeah, that's just to show you they probably put it away empty and then put some in it, try to get it running, and then I bought it off of them. So I'm not going to use this in this machine, just for the simple fact that I just want to put some fresh fuel in there. But it's good to know that there's no water in there. So yeah, I'm going to drain the carburetor side next. Well, it makes perfect sense. The engine was locked up. There's several attempts to start it, and it just shaved down those teeth. So I might be able to source just the teeth, or I think I got another one of those on a parts blower. All right, we're gonna go ahead and get these 1/4-inch screws off of here. Pretty long, so be aware of that. I'll tell you a little story real quick. I was doing this one time and a wolf spider jumped out of the bottom of here and scared me to death. Okay, I can't find my little Tecumseh tool to get this ring off. But, you know, you can try to pull this thing off here with a screwdriver, but the ring, I like using that little tool. I don't know if I misplaced it. I don't remember where I put it. I don't remember where I put it. It's like one of those tools where you put it somewhere and you say, I'm going to put it right here. There it goes. I'm going to put it right here and I'm going to not touch it. All right, I'm going to try to attempt, see this tool, it goes inside there really well. But that's a little bit of a smaller ring on this one, so we might be able to get away with doing it with a screwdriver and a pick. And a little pick here. Don't pick your finger. Okay. Can you see what I'm doing? Let me zoom in a little bit. Okay. Don't be looking at them dirty fingers. Alright. So, we're just trying to get this little gear off. I mean, this little clip off so we can get the gear off. Man, I cannot find, I looked for it off camera, I cannot find that tool. I like that tool because it makes it a lot easier to get these little clips off. Alright, let me work on this a little bit. Alright, so you get on the back side with your little clip here. You give it a good whack. Now, you kind of got it on the run, see? Right there. Then, you pry up a little bit. I hit it the other way. Now, you catch it, Chuckles, okay? There we go. Pry the other way. I'm gonna hold my hand like this, maybe, to try to get it to not fly away from me. There we go. All right, I can bend that out later. All right, there goes there. Take this little hat off of there. Your spring. Now your gear. Look how bad that is. That's one of the worst ones I've seen. It's all the way around. And I checked the flywheel. I'll take you over there and we'll check it together. But I checked it. It doesn't seem to have any worn teeth. That's good. This metal right here is purposely softer than the flywheel metal. Okay. Let's go looking for one of these, eh? Well, what do you say we go after that carburetor while we're trying to source some more parts for this? We already seen it start up and then stop. So we will assume that the carb needs to be cleaned. And it's always a good thing to clean your carburetor before each season, in my opinion. I do it with my own personal things, my personal equipment, just about everything before the season, and it keeps it running smoothly, in my opinion. Okay, so this is going to be another Phillips here. Let's get this show on the road, eh? Alright, so I'm going to take that bolt out there. I think oh no, that's it. That's it afterwards. And then I will show you how to get this that knob off of there. Okay. I usually ball up a rag like so, put it over that knob, take my vice grips, just lightly, you don't have to crush it, and then pull. Might take a couple times here, but you'll get it. Maybe I need to go a little bit more tight. There we go. All right, let's pull it. There we go, just like that. See, it's kind of keyed in there, so it doesn't vibrate out. Okay. Now we can take this off of here. Oh, I forgot one little screw back here. This will be a 5/16 over here, 8mm. Whichever one you got handy. Okay. Now we are going to take this whole apparatus here. Gonna slide it out of our way a little bit. And so I went ahead and just disconnected it from the kill. So, yeah. Okay, now we got the carburetor accessible. I used two screwdrivers, a short one and a long one, and I'll show you why real quick. So, with this one, on this side, you can't really get in there too good because it's hitting the chute. So I used the short one for that. Go ahead and break that loose. They're usually not too tight. And now, the longer one I can use back here. See? That's easier to do. Now, because on this side, the intake is in the way. So there you go. Okay. Now we got those two out of the way. All right. There's just a little tip there, you know. It's always nice to get new tips from people. I get tips all the time from my fellow YouTube friends. I'm not ashamed of saying it. Everyone needs a little help now and again. I'll be the first one to tell you that. Alright. So let's get behind here. Same thing. There we go. Now I usually cup my hand underneath and then with my other hand so I can catch that little nut there. Chuckles, don't make no comments in the background. Alright, so go ahead and disconnect that from there. Now there's going to be a fuel line. Okay. Turn this up. Someone's put this clamp on there in an awkward position here. We'll get it. We will get it. There we are. Now, if we had our tank on and our fuel was not shut off, then we would have to pinch this fuel line, but our tank is disconnected right now. Ooh, I can smell a little bit of bad gas coming out of this carburetor. Yeah, it's a good thing to always, well, that's just going to break right there. Okay, this is a perfect time to show you how to fish a new fuel line through here. Yeah, we're going to put a new fuel line later on there. Okay, I always need to do this. See these has 3 holes there? Now, you see where this is, so we're just going to scribe a line. Pretty good line here with our pick. Now we're going to check it off. Especially if you're going to come back a day or so later and finish your project because something came up. You're not going to remember where that went, trust me. At least I won't. Alright, here we go. Okay, drop that down in there. Drop that in there. We got our little basket here for our jet. Let's get to cooking. Okay, so now let's get everything. Oh, I put a new plug in there. And it was missing, so I put a new used one in there, if you will. All right, let's put this on there first because this one is giving us a little bit of a hard time. A little bit of a hard time. All I'm going to do is just tap that back in there. Let me do that off camera real quick. All right, going to put our jet on there with our O-ring still on there. Oh, I forgot to tell you, there's a hole in there. You have to make sure that is free and clear. So what I do, I take a piece of wire and I make sure that it goes through both sides here. Just like that. Okay. Put our gasket on there. Make sure it's nice and level, not pinching. Okay, let's get on the machine. Well, I thought we had to replace this, but it's long enough for us just to kind of push it through a little bit on this side. And then we're going to snip a nice fresh end on there for the carburetor. Yeah, so we're just gonna pull that through a little bit and snip this nice and flush right here. All right, have our carburetor on there nice and secure. Let's go back over there to the starter. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and we got our new parts in here. Here's the part number. I'll put the link in the description if I remember to do so. Yeah, I like the fact that we can rebuild this because this is pretty expensive. And when you're talking about small items like snow blowers and that, you really don't want to break the bank trying to get these things up and running, because especially when you flip them like me, you don't want to be too far into it where you don't make a profit. There you go. All right, so put that on there like that. Okay. Put the spring. Put your little hat there. There you go. Now this part right here, you got to separate that. There is a tool that you can buy. I don't have it. I don't remember what I did with it, but let me go ahead and separate this real quick, and then I'll bring you back. All right, so I'm just going to go ahead and put that in there like that. And then separate it a little. There we go. Not too much. I think that might be okay. Start it on one side there. Oh, I might have to separate it a little bit more. Yeah, I wish I would have known where in the heck that tool is that I got. Hate to buy another one and then find it. Yeah. There we go. Just keep on doing that until you get satisfied here. Bring that over. There we go. There we are. Alrighty. Let me pinch that a little bit though. Bring this down. Let's see. Get a better angle at it. Bring that down. Take your pliers. Go ahead and give it a good squeeze. There we are. Get it to get in that groove a little bit more. There we go. Squeeze it until you can't squeeze it anymore. Yeah, I think we're okay with that. Alrighty. Alright. Don't forget your little cap here. Oh, there you are. Good as new. Well, that was not good. It's doing the same thing. And you can see where it's hitting right here. So I suspect that our flywheel teeth are all ground down from that previous Bendix being so ground down. Yeah, let's see if we can just make this one a pull start, and I'll put this one to the side. Okay, we did a little adjustment. Let's see how we did now. That's all right, ain't it? Well, the real test is to see how she does in the snow, but we don't got no snow yet, so. But yeah, it's all right. Really appreciate everybody following along on this project. Yeah, like I said before, it's just not in the books for putting a new flywheel on there and that, you know. It runs okay. The real test, like I said, is to run it in the snow, and that'll free up a little bit of the valves and that, you know. But yeah, I appreciate everybody liking, sharing, and subscribing. With that being said, remember, it's just nuts and bolts, and God bless. Bye bye now.